Good evening, I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Kyle Clark. A family gathered tonight to remember a teenager shot and killed at a home in Lakewood. 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi is joining us now. And Lauren, you spoke to the boy's mom.
Yeah, Francisco Lockie was just 14 years old. Tonight, his close friends and family came together to honor their son, brother, and friend taken too soon.
I am Francisco's mother.
It's a title Vanessa Garcia will always hold close, even now that Francisco is gone.
As any kid, he just had a lot of life in him. He was very funny, outgoing.
He was just 14 years old. She says he was shot in the head while at a friend's house in Lakewood.
Everything was calm and chill, and that was their intention, was to do a music video, and one thing led to another.
That was April 13th. Francisco was airlifted to Children's Hospital in Aurora, where he stayed in the pediatric ICU for nearly a week.
Doctors said he was brain dead. It's hard. It's hard to sit there and have these questions go through your head. Am I making the right choice? Do I hang on?
Francisco's family took him off life support on Friday. His last words to his mom as she dropped him off at boxing the day he was shot still ring in her head.
He said, "Mom, I love you." I said, "I love you too, son." My family's just trying to pull out what they can in a positive way, and it's just extremely hard. Extremely hard. And what lesson is meant for us?
The weight of such an unexpected loss is hard to put into words.
I just miss him.
And a pain she knows she's not alone in.
It's been hard. It's been hard to know that I lost my boy to gun violence. I'm not the only mother that's out here. I'm not the only mother that was in the hospital with their child fighting for their life. It happens in so many ways that it's unbelievable.
At the time of this shooting, Lakewood police told us they believe it was an isolated incident and there is no threat to the community. They haven't shared any suspect information. We asked Lakewood police for an update in this case, and they have not responded to our requests. Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Nearly 4 years after Suzanne Morphew was last seen, we will learn soon how she died. The Colorado Bureau of Investigation says her autopsy report could be released in the next few days. The 49-year-old mom from the Salida area was reported missing on Mother's Day of 2020. Police say her husband, Barry Morphew, was the last person to see her alive. He was originally charged in the case, but those charges were dropped in April of 2022. Investigators found Suzanne's remains in September of last year near the town of Moffett in southern Colorado.
The jury in the trial of a former Clear Creek County deputy will be back tomorrow. It's the case of Andrew Bune, charged with second-degree murder for the death of Christian Glass. Closing statements from both sides wrapped this morning. Bune's attorney argued the shooting was justified, said Bune had the right to get Christian out of the SUV because he suspected that Christian had been driving under the influence. She said that Bune saw Glass make a motion with a knife toward another officer, and that is why he fired his weapon 5 times. Prosecutors told the jury that Bune had no legal justification to break into the car. They argued that there are plenty of ways to resolve the situation without escalating it, including making a simple phone call to Christian's parents.
No one bothered to call Sally and Simon Glass. No one bothered to call the Lafayette Police Department and have them go to Simon and Sally's house and say, "Hey, what can you tell us about your son? We've got a situation where he's barricaded in his car. Can you help us out?" The phone call, folks. It was unreasonable not to take steps like that.
There's no evidence that they had all these other options available to them that they didn't use. They're figuring out what to do, and that's the point that Christian starts making very vocal, pointed threats, and then makes the decision to turn his body and shoot his arm out the window. And the chief was absolutely in danger.
Our journalists will be back in Georgetown tomorrow, waiting for a verdict in that case. There are new criminal indictments in Arizona tonight over attempts to overturn the 2020 election. They appear to include 2 conservatives with ties to Republican politics in Colorado, former Trump attorney Jenna Ellis and an attorney for the Colorado GOP, John Eastman. Ellis, who used to be a professor at Colorado Christian University, already pleaded guilty to a felony in Georgia on another election interference case. She remains an attorney in Colorado, but her law license is being challenged. Eastman, former visiting professor at CU, drew up the blueprint for the Trump team to overthrow American democracy. That was the plan that Vice President Mike Pence refused to carry out. Eastman currently represents the Colorado Republican Party. Ellis and Eastman's names are redacted in the initial release of the indictments out of Arizona, but their descriptions in the indictments make their identities clear. Arizona is the fourth state to bring charges for schemes to send fake slates of pro-Trump electors out of states that Joe Biden actually won.
We're dry tonight in the metro area after a sunny, just beautiful, warm day. Some storms will move in tomorrow, with the worst of it along the eastern plains. So, Kathy, we might not be worried, but our friends to the east might.
That's exactly right. It's just a good reminder that this is the time of year we can start to see scattered showers and storms almost each and every afternoon, and that severe weather threat only growing as we move into May and June. We're sitting in between two storm systems tonight, one to the north and one to the south. It's quiet and calm in Denver this evening. We've got a chance for scattered storms tomorrow ahead of another storm that will bring cooler weather and showers Friday into Saturday. Temperatures still very mild this 9 o'clock hour, still in the 60s across Denver and much of eastern Colorado. We're tracking a few showers moving out of Wyoming into Nebraska. Nothing severe, but quite a light show for Sterling and Akron. And these are areas, and northeastern Colorado is really the focus for what will be some stronger storms tomorrow. Storm Prediction Center has the stronger storms east of us tonight, but tomorrow a dry line across the central plains means tornadoes are likely. And back in northeastern Colorado, east of Sterling and Akron, damaging winds and large hail are a potential. Denver at this point not included in the severe weather outlook, but this will be something we'll be tracking throughout the night and much of the day tomorrow. I'll have more on the severe weather threat coming up.
The broken bridge over Blue Mesa Reservoir outside Gunnison has more cracks than originally thought. At least 4, and engineers have no idea when it might reopen again. CDOT says they can't even get their equipment on the bridge to complete the inspections.
Our workers are hanging from ropes from the top of the bridge down underneath, trying to access, do visual inspections. They're unable to do the ultrasonic testing of these girders from ropes.
The bridge has been shut down since that first crack was found last Thursday.
In the meantime, this has disrupted life in all kinds of ways. There are even students taking a boat to school. 9 News reporter Mark Salinger is in Gunnison.
The commute into class in Gunnison by road usually takes about 30 minutes. But with the bridge behind me closed now for an indefinite period of time, students are now figuring out a different way to get to class.
The school bus can't pick up kids at home anymore. The boat now drops them off here at the marina.
The bridge broke. It's crazy.
Hayden Fresquez lives on the other side of Blue Mesa Reservoir from where he goes to high school in Gunnison. Now that US 50 is closed for the foreseeable future, he's been coming to class on a boat with classmates who live around him.
It was weird. I was like, I'm taking a boat to school. And it was so early. The sun was just coming up. And I was just like, what's happening? Like, it was weird. It's not something I'm used to.
Families have also opened up their homes in Gunnison so that kids don't have to commute across the water every day. It's a situation no one expected, but one that everyone wanted to help with.
So I've been staying with my friend's parents and him for the last 2 days, or 2 nights. They've been so kind to let me stay with them. I feel so appreciated and cared for.
Some of those younger kids who started taking the boat into class those first couple of days said it was too cold, too windy, too much for them. They're doing online classes for the rest of the year as those high schoolers now figure out the best way that they can get to school. In Gunnison, I'm Mark Salinger, 9 News.
CDOT has opened up an alternate route, a mountain road that people can take to get around the closure. However, it is for local and emergency traffic only, and CDOT says drivers need to be guided over this mountain road, so it is only open once every 12 hours, a window in the morning and a window in the evening.